YouTubers, this is Noodle, and today we are back on a boat on Parasol Storm, and we are going to take a look at something that I have never seen any other YouTuber talk about, and it is something that is the most ignored thing while in armor in game, and it is something that will save your life more than anything, and will cost your life more than anything if it is ignored. And what I am talking about is the battle line. I touched about it a little bit in my last video when I talked about the sea flag on Altai Range and how the tank was the most important vehicle on the map, but I'd like to dive into it a bit more in this video because Parasol Storm is a perfect example of a battle line and how you need to respect it in game to be effective. First of all, we must talk about what is the battle line. And the battle line is pretty much the point on the map at which both sides meet and engage in battle. And yes, it is a moving line depending on the power of each team and how effectively each team is attacking the map. And if you overstep that line, you are much more apt to die. And this is something where I learned during Battlefield 3. In Battlefield 3, I was tanking a whole heck of a lot. I had about 24,000 kills in a tank, and I would go about 7, 8, 9 to 1 in a round, and there's no way I could do that unless I respected the battle line. If I was like a lot of drivers in Battlefield 3, they would just see a flag they needed to go to that wasn't capped, and they would just drive there, not realizing that they just passed a whole bunch of guys who flank around behind them and start killing them when they had no support from their team. And I learned that by respecting this battle line and learning where the battle line is on the map, by moving slowly, you can do so much better in a game, and it is the #1 factor in staying alive in Battlefield. And with that being said, it is the #1 thing ignored, and it is the biggest mistake new players in the game make, and it is the biggest mistake even seasoned players who just aren't thinking, aren't using their noodle in the game, overstep, and by overstepping it, they just leave themselves too exposed and they're open to fire. And when you leave yourself too exposed, when you cross this imaginary battle line on the map, what happens is, just like in real life, you run out of support. Your teammates are so far behind you that if you get into trouble, there's no one there to help you. Whereas if you're respecting this line, you're kind of moving with your team. If you get into trouble, you can back up a little bit and there will be someone there on your shoulder with a rocket or a stinger or something, depending on the vehicle that's shooting at you or the person that's shooting at you, to help you out. And this is super important on Parasol Storm. These attack boats on Parasol Storm are fabulous when it comes to taking out vehicles. They're really good at infantry, but when you get hit, they disable very quickly and very easily. And when you're disabled, you have a hard time moving and you're just a sitting duck in the water. And that's part of the reason that I run fire extinguishers, because when you get hit by a TV missile on the attack boat, you are disabled for a good 5 seconds at least, and by hitting the fire extinguisher, you can get away. But with that being said, if you recognize the battle line, and if you acknowledge that it exists, and try to see it, what I'm saying, this is a learned skill, this is something that does take some time, and in order to learn it, you really have to move slowly, you have to take your time in game, and learn how to see it, because when you can see it, when you become good at seeing it, you will be able to move slowly and do the slow push and just pick off guys so much better, because you will always have support from your teammates, and whenever you do get in trouble, there will be someone there to help you. And that is the biggest thing about Battlefield. It is a team-based event. Every game you have your squad mates, you have your teammates. Some of them may not be exactly playing the objective, but most people on the map will be trying to win the round by using your teammates' abilities, using them to help you out, and you helping them out at the same time by saving them. If they're getting shot at, you see who's shooting at them and you can take that player out. You're helping them out, they can help you out. That's how you win the game. That's how you push the other team off of the objectives, by working together and winning the rounds. And take for example Parasol Storm here. On this map, when you go to the other side of the island, I'm talking about the side that is not your side that you spawn on, that is when you die the most, when you're in the attack craft. When you're in the attack craft on Paracel Storm, stay on your side of the island. A lot of players may say, well, you're camping. No, you're not. You can be the top player in the game by staying on your side of the island, capping the flags on your side of the island, and that's how you can win the game. And by capping the flags on your side of the island, that's enough flags to win. You can cap 3 flags. For example, here I can cap the A flag, which is the other end of the map. I can cap the D flag and the E flag. And by doing that, that's enough flags to win. That tips the balance in your direction, and by tipping the balance of flags in your direction, the tickets go in your direction and you can win the round. And you, like I said, you may have a lot of players say, oh, you're just camping, why don't you play the objective? You are playing the objective. By making sure that the flags are in your direction and you're not dead, you are more of a help to your team than going to the other side of the island, trying to be a hero, trying to cap that C flag or something when there's a ton of other players around and getting killed. Then you're off the map, your boat's down, and your team's not getting helped. That is another part of it. You have to stay alive, because you alive is way more important than you dead. And I'm going to keep doing videos about this battle line. I'm going to keep trying to pick it apart more and try to teach you guys more and more about how to recognize it, how to become better at it. And this is why I'm doing YouTube. There's so much stuff in YouTube that is missed when it comes to armored warfare. And I'm going to keep trying to bring it to you guys on a daily basis here to try to help you out, try to make you all better players in armor, on foot, because this stuff does apply to on foot as well. And until next time, my name is Noodle, and always remember, use your noodle.